All this ZX10 Masters Cup action is proudly brought to you by Red Square for ultimate activation. Hello and welcome to Zwartkops Raceway for round number 9 action of the 2018 Red Square ZX10 Kawasaki Masters Cup. It is the finale of the season and one of the most prestigious motorcycle championships in the country is up for grabs. That big number 1 plate that's on Graham van Breder's bike is now going down to the wire between him and Sven Gruner. Dave Peterson, what a season it has been so far, and it's going down to the wire here and now at the final round.
Well, the two riders in that shot, that was the first round at Zwartkops, Sven Gruner and Graham van Breder. They resumed battle from the year before, and Gruner had his favourite track, picked up early points in this championship. Then they went to East London, a big turnaround in the series in East London. Graham van Breder could count himself pretty lucky here. Local man managed to beat him in the first race, but in the second race, Graham van Breder went out there, got caught up with the local guys, and a big accident happened. They red flagged the race, and van Breder was able to restart at the time and gain another win in the series. Now take a look at this. Local hotshot Jason Lamb crashing in the path of Graham van Breder. We all thought the championship would swing the way of Sven Gruner, but no, a restart in the race, and Graham van Breder made it back out onto the track. Sven Gruner, you can see him crossing the line here, ended up in second position. So van Breder, maximum points in East London.
Those were vital points for Sven Gruner as they headed down to a very wet and windy and wild Port Elizabeth Aldous Grabanti circuit. And from pole position, Sven Gruner didn't get the start that he wanted. The Bridgestone wet tyres were fitted and really put to the test. Really trying conditions here, but it was all about Sven Gruner, who really did gel with the track, his Kawasaki ZX10 machine and those Bridgestone tyres. A dominating performance there, 50 points on the day, and just extended that lead in the championship heading into the second half of the season.
At Killarney, Graham van Breder, broken steering damper. Look at that, Rob. He was dicing for the lead and he had to give it up. Then down towards the checkered flag, he gave up another position, so ended up in third place behind local rider Rob Cragg. So another 9 points going the way of Sven Gruner. See van Breder looking down at the bike, wondering what had happened with a broken steering damper. Cruel luck indeed. But luck would be on his side in race number 2. Graham van Breder came out at Killarney determined to win that second race and square away this championship as much as he could. He got the whole shot and took off at the front of the field. Then they got amongst the lappers, and this is what happened. Van Breder crashing out of the race, but in the rules of racing, you go back one lap for the red flag, and guess what? Graham van Breder picked up the heat win.
A very lucky Graham van Breder indeed, getting those 25 points, which means the title would go down to the wire at the finale at Zwartkops Raceway. Sven Gruner, another double podium on the day for him, kept the championship alive. But join us after the break now for the finale at Zwartkops Raceway. Welcome back to Zwartkops Raceway. The green flags are out, and our Red Square ZX10 Masters Cup riders have lined up on the grid. That's Graham van Breder. He's got that number 1 plate for now, but that man, your 2016 champion, Sven Gruner, is out to get that number 1 plate back. Here it is after qualifying, then Graham van Breder on pole position, ahead of Gruner and Gareth Bazananote.
Yakuko Sanjeev Singh and Jonty Collard on your second row.
Watch out for the likes of Michael Schmidt, Apana Ganapathy and Andre van Wallenstein right up there in qualifying.
Ian Harwood, Guy Didcock and Wayne Spicer, and look how close those lap times are.
Very impressive lap times behind them. Johan Leroux, Ruan Olbauser, Sifiso Temba, Fellow Sieta and JB Skuman rounding out your 17 rider grid here. The finale at Zwartkops Raceway.
5 second board is out, the lights are on, the lights are off, and who gets the whole shot? Oil flag on the left-hand side. It does mean that there's some cement dust down on the track. I'm not sure if it's going to affect the riders in any way. Apanaganapathy, good start there with the orange visor. Can't miss him. Famara, leg out into turn one. He's determined to swing this thing around, Rob.
Sanjeev Singh right in the mix there as well, but Famara already looking racy. He's already got half a second over Sven Gruner. Remember, Gruner just has to finish. Go a little bit further back here on board with Sifiso Temba right in the mix there for a top 15 position. Oh, look at that. Fellow Siete, the bar's shaking as he came out of turn 2. Really has to hang on to all that horsepower as they come into turn 4 for the first time. Still from Famara. Here comes Johan Leroux on the inside. Oh, Van Wallenstein not with the start that he wanted. Check out the lean angle from Ian Hardwood on those bridgestones on the opening lap.
Hardwood has found something this weekend. Famara has got the lead. Ooh, but right behind him, Sven Gruner's not letting him go. Jaco Goos and Jonty Collard. Great start from him as well. Look at the dice going on through the field. Andre van Policy. Great start from him. Gets that bike lean right over. Down into the final turn here at Zwartkops after lap number 1. Up on the inside. Ooh, Gareth Besaidnout looking for a way past on Jonty Collard.
Now, good little battle going on there for 3rd, 4th and 5th places. Jaco Goos holding it down for now, but can he continue that pace? Gareth Besaidnout and Jonty Collard, we know the kind of pace that they have here at Zwartkops Raceway, and they'll want to get on the podium in the final race meeting of the season. Now, Sven Gruner is starting to close down on Fombedar ahead of him, but remember, that's all he needs to do. Michael Schmidt, this is the best ride we've seen so far from that man. Bike 43 right up in the mix on board here now with the Apanaganapathy. Just came back from the California Superbike School, so got one or two few more tricks up his sleeve and putting him to use here at Zwartkops Raceway. Graham from Bedar is loading the front end of that Kawasaki.
He's taking big, wide, sweeping lines. He doesn't look like he's trying to block off Sven Gruner at all. He's trying to up the pace in this race. He was on pole position. We know we can do the lap times. Gruner's just hanging on there at the moment. Oh, runs a little bit wide as they come out of there. Great ride from Jaco Goos, and there's that dice behind. Michael Smith is closing down there on Gareth Besaidnout and Jonty Collard.
Now, Dave Peterson, you know it's the final race of the year. There's no point in holding anything back. You've got to let it all hang out here now. Sven Gruner, he'll want to pick up that number 1 plate, get it done and dusted earlier in race number 1 and pick up that one. This is a good little battle of Wayne Spicer and Ruan Alberhauser just behind Ian Hardwood. So a really good battle going on there for the top 12.
It's all about the points, Rob. Just mathematically working it out right now. Even if Famara wins this race, if he sits where he is, Sven Gruner will be crowned 2018 champion.
There we go. Andre van Wallenstein now in the clutches there of Ian Hardwood. Where has Ian Hardwood been all season? This is a brilliant ride there. Sven Gruner looks like he's just ghosting from Bedar at front. He knows that he does not have to do anything stupid and he can get the championship done and dusted. Johan Leroux on the inside there in a good battle a little bit further down the field there with the Apanaganapathy and Andre van Wallenstein not too far behind. But the way things are at the moment, Graham from Idar and that Stefanuti Stocks Kawasaki will be losing that number 1 plate to the man who picked up the 2016 championship. And like I said at the start of the show, this is one of the most prestigious motorcycle championships to win in the country at the moment. So a lot at stake in the final round here.
Famara squaring off the corner very nicely there. There's that midfield pack going on. Ganapathy right behind you, Andre from Fallenstein. On bike number 82, or is it 28 upside down?
Guy Didcott right in the mix there as well. Brilliant ride there from Guy a little bit further back. Again, Sven Gruner just doing what he needs to do. Doesn't look like he's pushing himself or the motorcycle too hard. Unlike these guys, Sanjeev Singh going the long way around the cement dust, lining it up beautifully and gets it squared up ahead of Johan Leroux.
Sanjeev, I thought he was going grass tracking at that time, but he obviously has worked out that corner, gets ahead of JLR. There's this Jonty Collard dice. He's still got Gareth Besaidnout behind him. What a dice there from Michael Smith, also hanging in there, right on their tail. And Smith is just waiting for a little mistake there. Hardwood, look at Ian James Hardwood.
Brilliant stuff. The brightest man in the entire world. Valentino Rossi has nothing on Ian Hardwood this season, and he's putting it to fruition here today because this is the best ride we've seen from him. Sifiso Temba has to go down as one of the most improved riders of the 2018 season, doing another stellar job there, improving his lap times every time he goes out on track. If we take a look at shot, that is the shot. That's the battle for 4th, 5th and 6th at the moment, and they're just starting to close down that gap ever so slightly on Jaco Goos, but they've just lost that crucial toe which you need around here. Gareth Besaidnout, he'll want to be getting up to the front to help his mate Sven Gruner to try and get more points, but at this point of the race, this is when Graham from Vidal wishes he had a teammate to get some more points in between him and Sven.
I think it's a lost cause at the moment. Famara, they're putting on a great performance, showing that he's got the pace. Guy Didcock, where's he been all season as well? In fact, he hasn't done all the races, Rob, so you can't really blame him for that.
Yeah, work commitments. I know Guy very personally, and work commitments unfortunately getting in the way, but great to see him out on track. And from Radar, he must be
lining
hating
him
life.
up.
Just seeing, we got a crasher. That is fellow Siete. So Bashwe Racing Team man, fellow Siete, just pushing a little bit too hard there. He was right in the mix for a top 12 finish. That would have been his best ride of the season. Unfortunately, just pushing a little bit too hard. But from Radar, must be hating the situation, getting +0 every lap on your board, and you're riding your heart out.
And it looked like Sven was going to make a move as they came up towards the shaft. This is that dice further down with Sofiso and Ruan Oberholzer. Sofiso Temba right on his tail on the Wakahing Racing Kawasaki.
Well done for pronouncing that, Dave. Good job. Yakuko is holding down that third place for now. This is that 4th, 5th, and 6th place. Michael Schmidt just off the pace now a little bit. Gareth Bazano has got ahead of John T. Collard in that dice for 4th and 5th. So good ride there from him, but it just shows you need the start. We know he's got the pace to run with the 2 or the 3 riders out front, but you've got to get that start around Zwartkops.
Yakuko stuck in no man's land there in 3rd position. As we go on board with a punter. Down into turn number 2, hard on the brakes, leans that thing over and gets on the power ASAP. Hardwood, right behind him is Guy Didcock. This will be Ian Hardwood's best result in a long, long time in this category.
Definitely by far some good championship points up for offer here right now. From Radar at the top of the hill, turn 5 once again. Sven Gunnar again just sitting right behind the tailpipe there, knows he doesn't have to do anything silly, but like you said, Dave, I think Gunnar is actually trying to line something up here. I think he knows he's got the extra pace, especially on the Bridgestone tyres. Look how he's able to close up on the brakes. That's been the strong point throughout the entire season, and that is why he goes so well here, Sven Gunnar. He's got so much trust, so much reliability in the front end of that Kawasaki and that Bridgestone tyre.
Looks like he's got the setup that he can do it on the brakes, and the laps are running out though. If he's going to go out in a blaze of glory, it's got to be pretty soon. From Radar taking that big wide sweeping line, picks the bike upright, skirts it, 2nd, 3rd, 4th gear through one of the fastest parts of the track, slightly wide through there, but does that give him good drive up the hill? It certainly does.
Yeah, there's about 2 or 3 lines you can take through turn number 3. You can take the wide sweeping from Radar line or the slightly tighter Sven Gunnar line, and either way it works out. On board here with Graham from Radar, that number 1 plate at the moment is going wide. Will we see Sven Gunnar on the inside? Yes, we do. Sven Gunnar, the man who doesn't really have to do this, but he clearly thinks he's got the pace to get out front and pull away. Maybe from Radar just pushed too hard, too early, and it's coming down to the wire now, and it does look like Sven Gunnar is going to pick up this win.
A lap to go after this in this race as they come down to the final turn. Sven Gunnar gets that Kawasaki completely sideways on the brakes. And he gets good drive, but From Radar's coming back. Graham From Radar knows he's only got a lap to do it in. Is he going to try it down into turn number 2 up on the inside? He gets on the brakes. Oh, this is going to be so close. He can't do it though. Sven Gunnar very late on the anchors there.
Sven Gunnar, he is the Zwartkops man. Every time we've come here, he has dominated the race. Graham from Radar just hanging on for dear life. Here's that battle there between Sanjeev Singh and a good ride just behind him there as well from JLR. That's Johan Leroux, all white livery this weekend on that bike, a brand new Kawasaki ZX10. Because he crashed, and he's got Sanjeev Singh with those devil dragon eyes on the front of that bike, looking very scary. But another good ride there from Sanjeev Singh up into 7th place.
Guy Didcock coming inside.
Oh, he's got to be careful.
Going to run wide, surely.
He couldn't turn it on the cement dust. He had to let go of the brake. Ran wide, still holds it and goes around the outside. What a move there from Guy Didcock. Brilliant stuff as we go now on board with Sofiso Temba a little bit further back.
Sofiso's got a big dice on his hands as well. He's hoping to end up in the top 15 of this race. So great action from Sofiso Temba, as you said, Rob. Most improved rider for this year. He's got to hold his head up very high and be proud. And we're on to the last lap. There's a back marker involved. And Rob, I think Sven Gunner's got held up ever so slightly. Woo. JB Schumann holds him up. Van Ra's going to go around the outside. This could change things up as we go down into the final turns. No, Van Ra gets held up ever so slightly, and he'll be kicking himself saying, well, I'm going to have to settle for second place in this race and in the championship.
Yeah, he's going to lose that number 1 plate now. Sven Gunner comes across the line. He'll know that he is your 2018 Red Square ZX10 Masters Cup champion, and what a way to pick up the win there. Graham from Radar in second place, Jaco Gous holding down that third, and Gareth Bazainran and John T. Collard in 4th and 5th. But what a season it has been so far for your number 1 plate man. It's Sven Gunner.
I can't be more happy. The year went great. I mean, Graham and myself had some great battles over all the races. I'm quite happy. If I look back on the results, 5 doubles out of 9 races and 7 out of 9 on pole positions. I mean, better than that, I can't really hope for. So, but well done to everyone that rode, all the riders that make it possible, Red Square, Kawasaki, TRP, and of course the guys and the crew from Two Wheels Racing.
A brilliant return ride then for Sanjeev Singh in 7th place.
Yeah, it was race 1 was good. I was very happy to start in 5th place. So I had a good start in the middle of the 2nd row. And then I got into an epic tangle with my old friend Johan Leroux. We had some tussles into turn 2, turn 3, and eventually I got the better of him. And I was very happy. The bike was working well. The Bridgestones were feeling good, and my Kawasaki ZX10 was awesome to ride today.
Time to grab some refreshments and join us after the break for race 2 action. We're at Zwartkops Raceway and it's the final time of asking for the 2018 Red Square ZX10 Masters Cup Championship, and Sven Gruner is your new champion. As you can see, the Extreme Festival always caters for the family, and what an atmosphere it's been not only here but throughout the entire season. The Red Square boys really loving life in this championship, and Sven Gruner is your new champion. That man, Gareth Bazano, looking to get himself on the podium for the final time of the season.
Also in the pits as we get ready to go out onto the track, our number 1 pad holder for 2019, Sven Gruner. Happy with his performance so far this year. He's just got one more race to do it and to prove. Ian Harwood hoping for a repeat of that first race. He did some amazing lap times as the bikes come down towards that starting grid right here at Zwartkops on board with Jaco Goos. Will he pick up that 3rd position again? Will he be stuck in no man's land? Hopefully not. He's going to run with our leaders.
Gareth Bazano, and he knows he's got the pace to run top 3. He's got to get the start there. John Collard, there we go, getting ready to head out on track. Looks like some clouds have come in, so let's hope that the rain stays away. That'll cool the track temperature down just a little bit. So you've got to make sure those tyre pressures in those Bridgestones are set perfectly. Apana Ganapathy ready to go racing now for the final time in the 2018 championship.
Who gets all shot? The lights are off and away we go. Panaganapathy, good start from him, but look at Smith going around the outside. Just behind John Collard. And right behind him, it looks like Andre van Vollenstein, but down into turn number 2, it's Graham van Breda. Sven Gruner right on his tail. It's all about bragging rights. It's not about the championship. Who is going to win this race? Who's going to stick his neck out the most? Van Breda already pulls a few bike lengths on Sven Gruner as they go through the fast turn 3.
Now, Van Breda showed this in race number 1 as well. He's got the pace to extend that lead in the opening parts. But Sven Gruner just closes down Jaco Goos and Gareth Bazano. Much better start there. They'll try and hang on to the 2 leading riders out front. Ian Harwood a little bit further back. Not the same kind of start he had in race number 1. But look at the styles change. Sven Gruner came from miles back on the brakes. Really does trust that Bridgestone tyre. Maybe thinks that the rain might come and he's got to get it done early, not wanting to wait for that red flag to come out.
The clouds have been gathering all day. The riders have got wet weather tyres standing by, but if they call a red flag, the best place to be is in the front of the race.
Stewie Christie a little bit further back, so great to see him out on track and back in the racing action. This is that good mid-pack dice that we've seen all season long, just about Sanjeev Singh, Johan Leroux, Apana Ganapathy and Andre van Vollenstein. We go on board now with Van Breda going into turn 1. You see the different lines. Van Breda, old school, wide sweeping lines. Sven Gruner turns the bike in early, closes that line and just gets that throttle wide open. Knee down, beautiful traction and lean angle out of those Bridgestone tyres. They come onto the back straight for the second time of asking. That is Stewie Christie on the inside there of fellow Siete. Good to see Siete has fixed that bike and got out for race number 2.
He ran off in race number 1. Out front though, can Graham van Breda do anything about Sven Gruner in the lead? Goos is in 3rd place, but he's under a lot of pressure this time. Gareth Bazano a lot closer than he was first time out.
There we go, on board now with Jaco Goos at the top of the hill. Will we see that bright yellow bike number 22 on the inside? This is the favourite overtaking place. Jaco Goos, one of the late breakers. Look at that. Michael Schmidt right in contention there. John Collard with that cannon of an exhaust pipe on that motorcycle. You've got to check that out next time you're in the pit lane. But just doesn't have the same kind of pace he did in race number 1. Sven Gruner aquaplaning into the final turn. And Sven going out there, no pressure. And that is a detriment there for Graham van Breda because Sven Gruner with no pressure. We saw what he could do with pressure in race 1. Now that the pressure's off, he's just going to give it his all.
Zwartkops, very difficult track to overtake. There's only really 2 corners that you can pass. This is one of them. Van Breda looking up the inside, but he's not going to be able to do it there. Stefan Restocks Kawasaki in 2nd place at the moment. And look at all these dices going on behind. Fantastic to see this. Wayne Spicer, better start from him as well, just behind Andre van Vollenstein.
Yeah, Apana Ganapathy made the move going into turn 2 ahead of van Vollenstein now. So we go back to our leading rider, Sven Gunnar. He will be exchanging that number 1 plate for the 2019 season with Graham from Idar. The battle for third place still raging there between Jaco Koos and Gareth Bezuidenhout. Michael Schmidt just a little bit off. Oh, Johan Leroux trying to fight back on the inside there of Sanjeev Singh. Gets it a little bit right. There's a big bump going into turn 4. Sanjeev hit that bump and has put him a little bit wide. Will that allow a move at the top of the hill from Idar? Trying to just hit every apex, get as much traction as he can to try and do something about Sven Gunnar out front.
And look at those clouds in the distance. I'll be praying for no rain. This part of the track, though, pretty sunny. It's out in the distance. Oh, a little bit wide from Johan Leroux. Sanjeev ducks back up on the inside. Right behind them, Apana. He's got Van Vollenstein on his tail, and right behind him, Guy Didcock's making a bit of ground as well. He's got involved now with Ian Harwood.
Graham from Idar, he'll want to end the 2018 season off with a victory here, take that momentum into 2019, because at the moment Sven Gunnar has just dominated Zwartkops Raceway especially, and with a number 1 plate on next year and hopefully potentially a brand new Kawasaki machine for next year. Remember, new ZX10 RR and R coming out next year. And here's a change up for third place, Gareth Bezuidenhout ahead of Jaco Koos. So this is the Gareth Bezuidenhout pace that we expect and know that he can run. And here's a good dice there from Vollenstein, still trying to make his way ahead of Apana Ganapathy.
They squirt on the powers. They go through turn number 3. 4th gear, Robert, around about 180 k's per hour, and then closer to 200 as they go to turn number 4.
Yeah, and then it's back down to 3rd gear for the Foss turn 4. Yeah, it was a good dice. Stewie Christie in Harwood got back ahead of him. So Harwood in a good battle. Yeah, he's on board with Jaco Koos to the top there. Oh, he's getting it wrong. You can hear that motor. He's hit a false neutral or too much back brake, and off goes Jaco Koos from 4th position.
That'll let Michael Smith past him. Michael Smith on bike number 49 and Collard as well. Just trying to pick up where he is at the moment, but that's a huge mistake going from Jaco Koos on the Kawasaki.
And remember, he's in that battle for a top 3 in the championship with Gareth Bezuidenhout, so that could cost him some vital championship points. Gareth Bezuidenhout at the moment holding down that 3rd in the championship. He'll be happy with that, because so far this season, the last couple of seasons, it's been all about these 2 men out front. Jonty Collard, another good top 5, top 6 ride from him. It's been a good season, the 2018 season for him, and Michael Schmidt just ahead of him.
Chasing hard on Smith, right behind them. Who is it? It does look like it is Jaco Koos back on track. So he slipped down into 6th position now. He'll be safe there. Oh, Sanjeev Singh getting that thing moving on the brakes and around the outside. Andre van Vollenstein on a Apana Ganapathy.
How does Andre van Vollenstein do this? He's 79 years old in the shade. He doesn't lean off the bike whatsoever, but still able to do the lap times and run in a top 10 in this very competitive championship.
Look at the speed here, Rob, as they come up to that frighteningly fast turn number 4. He's under a lot of pressure as a punter. Andre right behind him. He's got that thing leaned over. Does he get the drive up the hill? Looks like he's just hanging in there for the time being with a couple of laps to go in this race. Collard, good from him. He's got a safe now 5th position, because Jaco Koos is 2 seconds behind him, and there's that big dice just behind them.
Oh, Wayne Spicer. Oh, here we go. Spicer with Guy Didcott. So Guy Didcott makes that move on the inside of turn number 5. Good little ride this from Wayne Spicer. Remember, had bike troubles in the last round. Got that bike fixed, and here he is dicing up in that top 15, trying to grab as many championship points as he can. This is Jonty Collard now, trying to close down on Michael Schmidt. That's for 4th and 5th places here. So that'll be a good way to end the 2018 season. Sanjeev Singh, the returning Sanjeev Singh there in 7th, still in that massive battle with Johan Leroux.
That's going to go on right to the end. We're into the final stages of this race. Van Mira's got to try and make a move. Can he do it on the brakes? Can he return the favour as they go up that hill so fast? Great ride in 3rd place from Gareth Bezuidenhout with new. Oh, and back marker once again. Van Mira's back wheel is in there. Can he go around the outside? I don't think he can do it there.
You can see Sven Gunnar just closed the line for Graham from Idar. This is the final lap. Only a couple of turns left now, and I think that was from Idar's last chance of making a move.
One corner to go, Rob. He can do it, yeah.
This is where Sven is so good there. He's going to brake, turn, and close that line, not allowing from Idar on the inside. And that is done and dusted. Another 50 points, another double win for your 2018 champion.
Fabulous ride in 3rd place, just waiting for him to go across the line. There he is, Gareth Bezuidenhout. Fantastic ride as our winners celebrate the final race of the 2018 season. The official results then: Sven Gunnar, Graham from Idar, Gareth Bezuidenhout, Michael Smith, Jonty Collard, Jaco Koos, Sanjeev Singh, Johan Leroux.
Yeah, Leroux rounding out your top 8, and unfortunately not doing enough to get to the front end of Class C in the overall championship. Let's have a look then. It is Jaco Koos in Class A ahead of Gareth Bezuidenhout. Sven Gunnar takes the overall championship, and he's also Class B leader ahead of Graham from Idar. And Peter de Vos and Johan Leroux, your top 2 in Class C. Let's catch up then with the rider of the day. It's Ian Harwood.
Day started out awesome, qualified at an awesome time. got well below where I expected to be, got into the good 7s, I was very, very happy. Race 1, we did late 7s, I'm happy with that. Race 2 wasn't as good, only managed to get into the high 8s, but it is what it is. But a little bit of range in the day, which we thought it would be dry, wet, we weren't certain. Ended up all dry. All in all, good day.
For the final time then in the 2018 championship at the TRP podium, celebration there from our top 3 riders, Graham from Midas Fringrunner and Gareth Bazannote. We hope you've enjoyed all the action from 2018 and we cannot wait to see you again in 2019. All this ZX10 Masters Cup action is proudly brought to you by Red Square for ultimate activation.